Good Wednesday evening. It is Mahjong night, and Nathaniel here, joined by Jerry for an interesting and quite important set of games here in round five in Division A1. How's it going, Jerry?
I've been kind of busy with my own stuff recently.
Yeah, it's I know in terms of like the school season, it's getting close to finals time in my area. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, I imagine super busy for you, but appreciate you taking the time to commentate, which should be a very exciting match with Matthew, third place in the division, Korak Arthur, fourth place in the division, and Leon and David also in the positives trying to climb their way up. Four games to play here in round five. They'll be playing two tonight and I think two Friday evening, but it should be a good one. In particular, competition has been really fierce at the top. The standings, as you see them here on our screen, aren't quite accurate because the bot missed one of the games from A1. Amy is not at 184 because she has earned another first place, and she's actually sitting at, let's see here, 203.6 for Amy. So she made a great run in her games in session five. And Matthew also had a great run in his fourth round, including a Yakuman, Chinroto, to climb to 146.3. And we'll see if he can keep that climb up to challenge for the top. But this is a super strong table, and let's see how it goes.
Matthew already at 1次110.
What a high pie. Little
By the way,
decision
could you
here.
change my name to Jerry?
Yeah, let's do
Like
that.
Jerry says. Yeah.
Might be easier for people. And of course, with that early high pie, we're expecting Matthew to get Tempai first. But on the right, we've got Leon with Dora 3. That's certainly a hand he's going to fight for.
Yeah, I guess we'll slide towards Tanyao eventually.
Do you think he'll call anything that moves you towards Tanya, except for like the 3-6 pin?
Yeah, I think yeah, both 3-so and 7-1 pawn.
And I think even at this point, we're in the middle of the second row, he might even consider calling the 3-6 pin and just jamming for it.
Yeah, it's an option.
Across the table, Korak is working towards Ipeko Pinhu. Potential 3-4-5 Sanchoku as well. Just has to figure out what the pair is going to be. And it seems like he's holding a healthy amount of respect for the table, cutting the 3-so here, giving up on the Sanchoku Dream, and holding the safer south.
Home.
On the left. Oh, there's the 4-so, and that is the open Itsu. Itadora 1 for 2,900. And on the left, David, also a player that likes to build monster value, loves to slam a huge Ricci. And I imagine we'll see him staying pretty close this series as well. We're in East 1, Repeat 1. Matthew remains the dealer, holding 1 Dora and great 7-mon fill. So we are 2 away from Tempai. Oh, now we're 2 away from Tempai.
Yeah.
On the right, Leon
Being
has...
able to...
Yeah, these pairs.
Yeah, it's kind of really want a terminal pair in order to go Chanta. But doesn't seem like the case here.
Yeah, I guess Matthew, if he draws 1 pin, maybe he can think about it a little bit. Maybe you start with 3-mon or something. But now, just drawing this Anko 3-mon seals the deal. It's just Ishan 10 here for Richidora 1. 5 pairs across the table for Korak, a player who's known for his distaste of Chitoi, but he'll play it if it fills his hand. David on the left, not a lot of value here, not great weights either. Definitely the worst hand at the table so far.
Wait, is Korak known for like this taste for chitoi? I like my impression was like he did some double suji 6-month chitoi.
Well, if he gets something like that, he'll absolutely take it. But he prefers to have anything. He prefers to have something other than Chitoi, and this is Chitoi Tenpai, so we'll see what he chooses to do here. He might Dama 4-mon. Oh,
Oh, he just gave up Tenpai
well,
for Tanya.
for
Interesting choice.
we did say he dislikes Chitoi. This is absolutely confirming that.
Boom.
The funny thing is, if he draws 4-mon or 7-mon first, he can even hold a Dama there for Dianpeiko chance.
Yeah.
This is giving some time for Leon to call the East. Now Tenpai on 5-8 pin and will get the cheap win. Yeah, and that's an interesting, spot. If Gorak had Dora, absolutely would have taken the Chitoi. In that spot, though, just didn't like Richie Chitoi by itself, with all these central pairs that also are right next to each other, so it limits your Uda chances. And I think he
Yeah.
just really.
And I think, yeah, if even if it's Tanya Chitoi, probably take it, but
Mm,
it's just Chitoi no me.
yeah. But Richie
I
Tanya
still think
Pinfu
Dama
would take a
Chitoi
chance.
would be better there.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a value play, and that's also something to consider. Something that we touched on a little bit earlier is just the standings. Korak, in Division A1, there's no promotion. This is the highest division, so really what you want to be is the top spot to go to the championship table at the end of the year. And so Korak needs to get 160 points approximately in 4 games to tie. And it's session 5. There's one more session to go, so you don't need to get it all at once, but it might encourage him to play for value, major value plays rather than just take what he gets because he's not in danger of relegation. So I'm also very interested to see if David and Leon play in a similar fashion, try to move up, take huge steps up the table of the standings.
Each.
Oh, I think Korak is in trouble.
Yeah,
Dealer is on Tanya door 3. He's not folding this one.
yeah, this is a classic Ricci Pinfu from Korak, but you're not expecting dealer to have an Onk over the door. Now an interesting choice to make.
I guess 4P.
Yeah, we'll just throw the 2 back and rely on calling the 4-pin. Didn't like the sequences.
Chi.
Okay, we'll call for the Shaba weight, 3-pin, 4-pin, and I'm realizing that it's not lighting up for us. I'll change that as we go into the next round. Tanya Dora 3
Sumo.
opt. There's the Sumo. Korak will diffuse the situation with a relatively inexpensive hand. Oh, Tenho did not like that maneuver. Yeah, it looks like we are we are locked out, so let's try this again. But yeah, 2,000 points. Not the biggest hand, but when you open up the log later and you see that door 3, certainly
Yeah,
you feel
it's like,
great about
ooh.
it. All right, let's hop over to Korak's perspective here as the dealer. How about that? You shot 10 already. Not a great Ishan-10. Would you call the 4-mon here?
I would call the 4P here.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. We could call just about anything that was just Tanya because PvP just isn't here quite yet. We have no Dora, no way of using Dora. I just want to get a repeat. Oh, especially when you see these 2 calls.
It's just, I mean, it's Akanashi. There's a lot of just one hand is just normal, I feel like.
Yeah, and you see
Chi.
Korak cutting out the door as soon as he can and does call the 4-mon for Tenpai. David, as well, on the right, immediately discarded the north. Gave it some thought. I mean, he wants to greed the value, but with the threat of Honitsu on the board, you don't want to give that an opportunity to door Tonki. Once Again, another cheapo here from Korak, trying to build towards something bigger. And whenever I play against Korak, my number one priority on his dealership is to end it as soon as possible.
Oh,
He is just known for running up his dealership, so you just don't want to give him a chance. Sometimes you can't do anything about it, and he just collects 20,000 points or so, and then lets it go.
홈,
think there's
Whoa.
some Mahjong pros are like they think, oh, but this is Yakunashi.
Yeah, this is really interesting from Korak. I think he made this call thinking there was maybe a shift into a Chanta later,
I think
but
Ring
also
Shao
Toy Toy
know me.
backup.
Ring Shao know me is the plan. Going for Toy Toy.
홈,
Perhaps that's why he hesitated on the 3-pin cut, because if he holds the 1-pin 4-pin, he has a
홈,
better chance for Rich North, but there it is, the Toy Toy. Yeah, I'm not sure what plan A was, the Chanta or the Toy Toy. Probably the Toy Toy, but that's the one that did end up coming to fruition. So
Yeah, the 9-pin Tanki worked pretty well. I mean, I probably would cut 9p to prepare for the Fullerton Ring Shao know me, but
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not I just can't hit Rinchans, so not it's not for lack of trying, but I think Toy Toy really was the plan there. But that's a classic call. Take notes, folks. That 9-so. And this dealership continues. This is the scary part. Every single hand that Corex won so far has increased in value, it seems.
Hmm.
And when he wins his Mongon, you don't want it to be on his dealership. So let's see if anyone can put a stop to this. I think Leon's maybe the closest.
Yeah.
David also has a tendency to play Tanya. This 1-pin is a little sad in that regard.
Keeping 2 as instead of
치,
4-man. I was thinking maybe you could keep 4-man for potential Sanshoku, but now when he has called the 7p, but then it would be really awkward if you draw 9-man.
Yeah, he's really trying to shut down this table with these calls. I think all 3 players outside of Korak have a bit of a reputation as being classically like stay closed, build your value, slam a Ricci, hit a monster Tsumo sort of playstyle. And Korak's trying to go underneath that with quick jabs, quick inexpensive wins. And when he gets that one hand to slam a huge Ricci, then he'll take them by surprise. I think normally he doesn't always take this 7-pin. I think he usually does, but not always. In this table in specific, he's really trying to play for speed. But we're gonna use that 6-mon. There's 2 in the wall.
Guess the problem is, from our perspective, 7-so is dead and 4-so is the door indicator, so there's only 2 left.
Yeah, once
But
again, Leon
yeah,
holding 3 of the 7-sos. Yeah, David has been working towards his tempo. I think he just doesn't like what he sees and is backing away now.
yeah, he broke 579p round con completely.
Yeah, 5P made sense because all the 6 pins were out, but the 7-9 is definitely a signal of a fold.
No, there's 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku, but 1-man is Fullerton. It's unfortunate.
Skorak is Tepa here with no Yaku. Could win on Hote though. We'll see what Matthew gets, and Matthew should just find his safest tile. And Korak, the only player tempai. And this time around, it's the players giving Korak respect in this hand for that open. All right, East 3, repeat 3. Korak here with, as the dealer again, with probably going to be a Ricci. I mean, there's some worlds where you turn this into Tonyo, but it seems to be a rather slow hand. On the right, David can speed it up with an East call. Probably wants to slam a Ricci, though, with these shapes. Across the table, Matthew, another openable hand. He might be a little bit more willing to open because he also wants to fix some of these Kanchan shapes. 2-4 Mon, 1-3 Pin. And on the left, that is a that's the value hand, Honitsu Yakuhai. Maybe it looks like
very early overflow here. I by the way, I really like the Haku skip from Matthew. I think people pawn this kind of Haku too much.
Yeah, is it just because the shapes aren't good enough yet to open up?
Yeah, it's too slow, the hand, and opening up makes it very dangerous.
Korak hoping that Leon will drop the 6-0 again for the Sanshoku, but now I think he's just got to take the efficiency. It's not a tempai for Leon.
Yeah, it's a headless 1-3 Mon and 8-9 Mon headless.
But just about every Mon tile will be helpful somewhere for him, like that one.
He would be 9-Mon tanky.
Exactly as you predicted. So there are 2 9-Mon left in the wall.
Yeah, this 9-Mon wave seems pretty strong here.
How do you think? What do you think about
Dora? I mean, I think the win rate of 9-Mon is just way better than Dora. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, no one's expecting you to wait on the Dora if you're really showing Honitsu. On the other hand, you know, people want to use the Dora themselves, so it's unlikely to be discarded.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Matthew, the 7-so is not very live.
I wouldn't push 4-Mon there, but
Korak's willing to take that gamble and then gets to play out the Suji 7-Mon as well. That is aggressive. Speaking of aggression, that's David slamming a Ricci the 9-Mon.
Easy. Having pushed 4-Mon, there's no reason to not push 9-Mon.
And so the Honitsu does win out. The wound rate of the 9-Mon was good enough. And that will put David, our current dealer, into 3rd place. Lost a stick, but just the stick. And now he'll have a chance to regain that with a dealer hand. Hatsu pair could open up for this one. Door in hand as well. And this is where we get to see how he chooses to play. Will he pass the first Hatsu? Better and better draws he get, the more inclined he probably is to pass.
Yeah. Judging from here's the choice. Okay, valuing the ramen.
Oh, this is brutal.
4P is the door indicator and it's cut once, so this overlapping 1-4-7 pin is pretty weak.
Yeah, calls off. Had the chance to call the 4-pin, but chose against it. Call the 4-pin and rely on the Green Dragon pair, but didn't like cutting the 7-so and 9-so. And instead it's going to walk back into Ishanten. But all these tiles he wants are getting cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 147 tile pin are out, and the door indicator as well. So that's 7, and there's just almost none of these tiles left. Really desperately needs a 1 pin soon in order to fight for this hand.
Yeah, apart from 5-8 pin, 251 also seems very dangerous at the moment.
It does, and maybe he considers going 2 pin, 3 pin here.
Yeah, I would 2P 3P here.
That's also like Sanchoku. 1, 2, 3. But you can't drop the
But at
5,
least,
so
yeah.
you can't go 6, 5. That really helps if you could jam the 2-mon. We'll go with the 2 pin first and just maybe try to tonky the 2-mon.
Yeah, if he draw 2 minus a pair, probably gonna chase with that. But 7P is cut 3 times already. And it's very likely that
Boom.
Matthew is holding the last 7P, judging from the 4-7 sequence.
We see Dorapoln from Leon.
3
He's
minus
willing to play now.
Suji.
Will he trust the 7-mon? It's one chance in the early, Sotogawa as well. The early 6-mon came out, so it's unlikely to be waiting on the upper Monzu. Yeah, he'll play
Yeah,
for
all
it.
the A-man has shown as well.
And now all the 7-mon come out. There's 1 9 still left in the wall. This would be Tenpai.
7 of Suji.
And David all of a sudden has a new player to defend against. He has plenty of save tiles, so he won't deal in. Korak is out. He has the Hatsu to cut. And well played on behalf of everyone. Good job by Leon getting into this scary Mongon Tenpai. Good job by David to back out. While still managing to try to fight. Oh, early 6-pin. That is a commit in half.
Yeah, the Chanta commitment. I guess it's not for Suji Trap because even if you cut 6P the Dora and Suji Trap, people just still wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, these draws are just perfect.
Paimon. Gonna.
Basically guaranteed to end up on the 9-pin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh boy, especially when David pairs up the 9-pin. Now your weights are running super thin. I guess if he draws the Chun, he would just take the Tenpai, probably. That really devalues the hand, though. I think if David draws the 5...
Would you, when Leon cut 9, so would you go Hunitsu here?
I think you can definitely consider it, given that Matthew's dropping all the Sozu.
Yeah, I think as also because of 9P Dora, his hand is like has absolutely no value except Hunitsu.
Yeah, I mean, Ricci always has chance at getting some bonus value, but never guaranteed. So already in hand. Yeah, David drew the 4-mon pair, so he's probably going to end up on a Shabo now. Didn't like the 5-pin Kanchan.
Boom.
Yeah, Leon will just bail out with a Tanyao. 2 5-mon. Only 5-mon left in the wall. There's a pair of those. Oh, that's one of them, but David will use that. And that 1 pin, it means that David actually cares more about the Tanya than he does this dealer hand, which I think I probably would have gone with the 4-pin cut instead of the 1 pin there.
6P, it's pretty. 6P doesn't seem safe at all.
sumo.
Yeah, of course, with the door being 9 pin, there can't be any value, like maximum 2,000 points with Sanshoku.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, interesting times. Leon will open up here with the early Haku call. Door is 2 pin, so he'll try to finagle that into the hand, maybe even Tonki on that in the future. And it seems...
Yeah, that last Junchang hand,
Chi.
I want to mention that I believe some people would be one so and wait on one so again, like for that kind of hand.
Yeah, that's... I mean, you can at least cut the tune, and then you can force Junchan one way or another.
Yeah, it's like one more acceptance for Junchang.
Yeah, and the question is, like, do you value swapping the tune for the Chun Tonki for the one Tonki more than the draw that you're passing up? And that's always
Yeah,
an interesting debate. Oh, that's a Tempai. That's sad. It's sad because we have to drop the Dora. I don't think you ever force so from that spot.
Yeah, as the dealer probably just, and it's south too.
All right. Here's a hypothetical for you. If you knew that all the other Dora were in the wall, would you go so?
No, I would still cut 2V. I cut 2V because nobody has it, so I'm safe from a pawn, Dora pawn.
I see. It's like your chance to get it out before it becomes bad.
I mean, it's like you wouldn't. I mean, it's like it's just Tempai is a huge difference. It's like you suddenly like previously you can only chi from the person from Kamicha, and when it's Tempai, you suddenly can win from all 3 players. So it's a massive difference.
Yeah, now that we're in this spot, you're extremely happy that you're Tempai and not, waiting for a 2
Opening
pin.
the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This just in, Tempai good. Matthew does miss out on Sanshoku here, but 5-8
Sumo.
pin is going to miss out to this sumo from Leon. 1,500, 500 all, plus the Ricci stick from Matthew. Is going to extend this lead up to 41,500 points. It's a 4,500 lead on Korak. And so,
Yeah, it's pretty close between both first and second and third and fourth.
have we seen a Ricci hand win yet?
I mean, no, but
Well, I guess there was a Ricci pin through, but that was a
yeah,
super
but
early Ricci. It seems like speed really is the name of the game here, and I think that fits exactly what Korak is hoping from this game.
yeah, of course, been calling too much. I mean, not too much, but very often. So people don't have enough time to build their Ricci hand.
Yeah, but to point out here from in the upper right hand corner of your screen, you can see the call rate, Korak at 49.2%, almost 50%.
Oh.
He said that was one of his goals for this season, was to have a 50% call rate.
So now the question for Korak is Sanshoku or Ramen? And he chose Ramen.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's
Each.
just correct, and he'll be able to slam a Ricci here. Another pretty early Ricci, but it's going to get chased by David, who also has a good weight Dora 1. That's good enough for a chase. So Ricci Pinfu Dora is Korak's hand, waiting on 4 Mon, 7 Mon across the table. David waiting on the 1-4, so is going to get Ipatsu here. Reach, Ipatsu, Dora. Uda would make it a Mongon. He misses the Uda, but collects both Ricci sticks and 5,200, and that will put him back into a relatively comfortable 3rd place.
Yeah, now Korak needs to worry about the floating Uma.
You're right.
Too close to 30k.
30k starting points. If you're over 30k, you have positive points. If you're below 30k, you have negative points. And as dealer, most sumos are going to put him below 30k. So he really wants to, at least if he's not going to win the hand, make sure that nobody else sumos. But David looks so fast here. He's gonna greed. I think if that white dragon was any other honor tile, he probably would just cut the honor. But since it's Dora, he's greeting Honitsu.
Yeah, makes sense.
And he's got a Tonki on it too. Double south, Honitsu, Dora 2. It's a Hanuman. Could take over first place.
If you swaps, if you draw 2 soul or 9 soul.
Honestly, if he draws 2 soul, I think he's gonna con.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's right.
258 is still good, but a tile we can never drop. Korak now is going to figure out how to work around the Haku in his hand. He might just have to fold. Leon also pulls one in.
Everybody gets a Haku.
Still one left in the wall. Now, Leon has been known to push a dangerous tile against a Honitsu if he has value of his own. Fortunately for him, his hand is just not that strong. Or you draw another Haku and all of a sudden you can push all you want.
Yeah.
You did see him try the 3-so out there.
I honestly don't get it. Like, as the first place, 41k.
I tend to agree. It's more aggressive than I have the will to do, the will to be. But I think that did that 3-so come out even before the Haku was drawn, or was that on the Haku draw?
Before, I think.
Yeah, that's just not believing in a Tempai, but David did get there.
But the 7 soul overflow is already there.
Yeah. Especially when you see that overflow after cutting 6-mon, 5-mon. When you cut the Hatsu before the 6-5, you're still thinking about using the Manzu. But once you've decided to commit with a 6-5 cut, that means your shapes are so good in the Sozu that you can afford to cut the diamond shapes. So I think it's definitely a signal that one overflow is good enough to read Tempai. Somehow
Now it's 6 feet tanky.
That's
Victory door 2, it's
pretty broken.
Yeah.
But there's no 6 pins in the wall. Last tile. Can Matthew find? He needs to cut the 6-mon.
Rukoku is pretty big here.
Okay, 5 pin. That's good enough. And you look at that 6 pin sitting in Leon's hand, and you feel extremely fortunate to have Dodge dealing into a surprise Mongon, because that would have been Hote as well. And your point about Yukoku is well taken, because look at this now. Leon, the only player above 30,000 points.
Yeah, and outside of Korak's Mangan Sumo range as well.
Yeah, that was actually really valuable for Leon, taking the risk, the 3-so risk, and finding Tempai there. Leon's biggest threat is probably David at this point, just going on a dealer run. Oh, and that's a beautiful fill. And he's gonna get greedy. I love this.
Yeah, cutting 1-man makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah, you get your choice whether you want to cut the 1-mon pair or the 9-pin pair. Because the 1-mon, because if you draw the 2-mon instead of the 5-mon, you get Sanchoku as well. And the big question is, if you draw 1-so, will you take the Richi Pinfu Dora 1 or the Richi Sanshoku Dora 1?
I think.
Richi.
Well,
I think I would. Yeah, I would reach you on 1-1.
Yeah, I think that's...
even if I draw 1 soul.
You hit Uda and you're sitting pretty. You get your 12k.
Yeah.
Ipatsu, that's 12k. It's so good. But when you draw the 4-so, you just slam the Richi with the 2-sided weight, get all the value that you can out of the hand. There are 5 tiles left in the wall. That's not bad. Leon looked like he was just folding from the start, and has lots of save tiles now against this Ricci. Matthew kind of wants to fight here, but just doesn't really have the Shantan available for it. Doesn't really have save tiles either. He's really thinking hard about this. Tries the Suji 3. And yeah, we'll just go with this terminal. Down to 4 tiles now. All the Tumon still in the wall.
Oh, that's a crazy 5-sided wait. From Korak.
Does
Will he
Korak
chase this?
dare? I think he
Eats.
will.
I think he will.
It's so good. Now look at Matthew's hand lighting up all of a sudden.
Oh my god. It's gonna be very difficult
but
for
the
him.
Tsumo, once again, David shutting Korak down. Reach Tsumo, Pif, Dora, Ura. Misses, 26 all. And that puts David within striking distance. Korak was angling to get over 30k there, and had extremely good chances to do that, despite all the winning tiles being held by Matthew. And David finally sees one of the Tumons. And that's
Oh, that's
7.
yeah. That one Ura is very important, but
Yeah.
unfortunately didn't get it.
Every time Korak gets a good Ricci, David just counters back with a win. But every time he's won, he's missed the Uda. If he'd hit Uda on either of those hands, he'd be in first right now.
Yeah. So now Korak is 25k 500 away, but with the 2 Honba, Mangan will be enough. So Korak's aiming for but 200 isn't enough though.
He can get Chanta.
Where's the extra hun? Oh, I guess yeah.
Yeah, he'll find a way. At the very least, he wants to be over 30k, and with the Homba, 39 is just short. Really needs to get extra food here somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chanta is plan A. Itsu is possible as well if he draws the 5-pin. Ugh.
Neither.
That's not the one. Okay, so draw an Anko of the West? Or call the West and Sumo 3-pin? I guess that works for at least getting over 30k.
Yeah, I guess pretty much he needs a Ricci stick from Matthew now.
Yeah, that's actually a really likely route here. Or David, as the case may be.
David is providing the Ricci stick.
Yeah, well, this is another good Ricci. Ricci Pinshu, Dora 1, once again. 2-5 so is 3 live this time. Fewer tiles in the wall than the last one. But tiles that Korak cannot use. Very important point here, though. If Korak chooses to fold, then there will be a repeat, whether David wins the hand or it goes to Ryukyoku. Regardless of whether David claims first or not, we do repeat in all last if the dealer maintains their dealership.
Yeah, Matthew's probably not folding this hand. So, I should just cut it. I really don't feel like folding this one.
6-9 Mon doesn't look
Don't
any
often
better.
see.
Yeah, he's gonna Mawashi a little bit here. It's really hard to get back into Tenpai, though. Oh, well.
Oh,
that's
actually.
the path. And the 6-Mon clears as well. That's a great opportunity now. He really wants a Dora.
Now the question is, do you want Peyton or...
I think I would call for K10 this late.
Yeah, it's pretty tough choice.
He has 2 draws left. Got 2 draws. Cut the Dora.
Seven so is Kabe.
Yeah, he can comfortably cut the 7. He gets Tenpai. Can't reach you,
Oh,
but
can he reach you?
you cannot.
Oh, cannot.
But yeah, he'll play the 7.
But 5-man is gamble.
Passes the roam.
Nice pass.
Yeah, well played. Matthew knows his condition. And I think, when he was hesitating on the 7, it wasn't, whether to reach or not, because that's impossible. It wasn't whether the 7 will pass or not. He was just making sure that he knew whether he could call a roam on any of the other players or on David on Haite. Hote, rather.
Home.
I think even Pinfudora Hote is still not enough.
Home.
Wow, just Leon now has the hand to shut this down. Still headless here, but with 2 calls, definitely driving forward quickly. Do we dream? Drops the door even.
Draw again, and door 2 happens to be the same, I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking he might cut the 1-mon, 2-mon and keep both the Dora and the Green Dragon, but technically it is efficient to keep the 1-2 there.
David is holding on to this green though.
Yeah, he does not want to risk this position. I mean, he's in a good spot though with a Tanyao. I think I'd rather drop it sooner rather than later if I'm going to drop it at
Yeah,
all.
I would just drop it. It's like,
All right, this is... Oh, he still holds on. Because if he pays out POW here, it's going to be really expensive. Okay, it passes. He can now play the hand without fear. Oh, that's a Tempai. I think he wants to Dama. Oh, he slammed the Ricci. There seems like there's so many upgrades here.
this is not the Ricci. There's already Sanshoku here.
Yeah, 7,700
So
plus.
it's a Dama 77.
Yeah. Ooh,
Never
that seems a
wanna
little
reach
bit
this.
suspicious. See if he misses out on upgrades. That could be 5-8 now. Korak. Just doesn't have the value here once again.
Oh, there's so much upgrades. Like,
Yeah, if we didn't take the 5-8 upgrade, we'd be on 2-5-8 pin.
it's not only
Oh,
it's
got so well.
middle pair.
Hmm.
It's like middle pair shampoo. It's also close to 2 sequences. So there's just a tons of upgrades. Like there's way more upgrades than the Sumo.
Yeah, well, let's talk about
Number
the
of
reasons
small.
to slam this Ricci. Perhaps with the 2 calls from Leon, David wanted to shut it down, say, hey, I'm Tempai, back off, otherwise you're going to be dealing to a monster. And, well, if David does win this Ricci, it will be the monster. It will be the 12k minimum. There are 3 tiles for the Shabo still left in the wall as well.
Join the second green. That's
David is known to be greedy and all last. He loves to slam for the value. Still 3 tiles in the wall. Where are those 4-mon? Oh, not Dora. Dora's safe. There's one of them. Are they back to back in the wall? No, still 2 missing.
there's now 1 chance.
Yeah, Sosu's starting to look a little safer. Oh, and Matthew's going to go for it now. He's taking his opportunity. Ricci Pinfu with 3 sticks and 3 Homba. One of those is his own. Misses the Ipotsu. Really wanted to hit that.
Missing out on East Tanki as well.
Oh, the Tsumo! Haite Tsumo! What? Ichi, Tsumo, Tanyao, Sanshoku, Haite. That's a Hanuman minimum.
I can't believe this.
He even hit the back up as well. And David feeling so rewarded for slamming the Ricci. I mean, I guess he probably would have won before then if he had taken the swap. But you know what? This works. 59-2. Fear me, he says.
My apologies to David.
What a hand. And now he can play without fear of dropping to second. He could just try to run up the score as much as he wants. And for the other players at the table, Leon has to worry about going below 30k. Korak has to worry about falling to 4th. Matthew I mean, for Matthew and Korak, getting 30K is just out of the picture. You're just trying to not be last.
Yeah. Condition for Matthew is still pretty difficult. Even though there's 4 Honba, it's pretty much still a 3-hand hand.
Yeah, this, 67 gap, even with the 4 Honba, is still 55. So you can get there with some
Yeah.
sumos.
Home.
Double South certainly helps.
I wouldn't cut Chun here.
Mm.
I think it's either double South Thor 1 or double South Hunted 2. Either way, the second ASO isn't useful.
I see what you're saying. $2,000. Yeah, maybe on direct hit. Okay, checking back in to the other players. Leon with a bit of a Tanya here, but
Home.
yeah, he's just gonna open up for the Tempai. Just trying to confirm second place over 30K. And David is pretty likely to cut this 5-mon in the future. If the hand is far enough from David to hope to win, he might fold out and hope that one of the other players hits Leon for 2,600, or even just what 1,300. 1,300 would just fall short. But yeah, if Matthew hits him for 2 Han, that would drop him below 30K, and that would give David the bonus 5 points of Uma for being the only player over 30,000 points. Wow. Korak was Tempai, Huditen, didn't take the Ricci, instead he dances around and dodges the dealing as a result.
But he actually might want to dealing.
Yeah, that will.
But he doesn't know that it's only a Tanyao Novi. That's the
Mm.
problem.
Matthew switches to the 9, so maybe playing for Honitsu.
Wait, is it enough?
G.
That was
It's not
skip?
enough as it is. Yeah. He's
Okay, I see.
He's thinking that the Dora 7 so is just not going to come out, so he wants to swap to Honitsu here. Peitonki is really good. Does correct dodges 8 though. You know he hates it. He will back away. Because the last thing Kitafor is dealing to Matthew, but Matthew finds the sumo anyway. And it turns out the only answer was to drop the 8-mon and deal in, but not to Matthew. To Leon instead. That sumo also will barely keep Leon over 30K. He loses 2,000 plus 400, but will maintain the 5.1 point second place here. Matthew will steal away a third, minus 15.0. Korak will drop down to fourth place, minus 29.9. And David, the big winner, just in the end, his Ricci started panning out. It took all the way till South 2, I think, and South 4, where his Ricci started to win. But when they did, they hit hard, and he gets a plus 39.8 first place with 54,800. Standings update now. Matthew still in third place overall, but David climbs to join Korak and Leon, both in the 60s.
They're trying to figure out what happened last game.
Yeah, it looked like the name of the game was Speed, at least for the early portion, and then all of a sudden it changed around to be purely value. And that is kind of David's plan. Having talked to him a lot in the Armel server, he does love to slam a value Ricci.
I think he has to revisit that Shampoo Ricci decision. I think I would be very surprised if Mortal has more than 1% weight on that Ricci.
Yeah, I'd like to Too bad we can't do post game interviews because I'd like to hear the thought process behind that decision. Let's see here. Game number 2. Gonna start in a few seconds. Well, maybe a minute.
Well, one person from chat says, ask Nathaniel to tank some points to make A1 more interesting.
I started with a 3rd and a 4th, so I started tanking. I also didn't reach E's with my Pihu and missed a Nipot Sumo as a result, so I left some points on the table there. I'm trying. Also, keep in mind, folks, that the scoreboard here is not as it seems. Amy is at 203. We're trying to get that missing game added to the totals so that what is accurate. But all right, here we go. Game number 2. Leon opens up in the dealer seat. David to the right. Quark across the table. And Matthew on the left. What do you think about these high-pie?
Well, it's double east, but the shape around is pretty poor. I think I would definitely keep the Hatsu and cut 901p instead.
リーチ
Oh, wow, early Ricci.
Well, this is,
Disgusting.
but yeah, with these middle tiles, you have to consider Chitui as a possibility.
That's true. But is that going to stop you from dropping the 1-mon? Maybe if you believe it's cheat
Probably
enough, you just
not.
play normally and see what happens.
Yeah, he already cut the west instead of. Oh, west
Cheat.
is the indoor indicator, I guess.
ドン
Oh yeah, and with a double east chance, Leon's going to go ahead and deal into Ricci Chitoi. Udatsu! David picks up right where he left off. Mongon after Mongon. And as we swap around the scores, my commentary relief is here. Welcome, Jen.
Hello.
Hi, Jan.
Jen, with that early Ricci, are you suspecting Chinitsu? I mean, Chitoi?
I totally missed it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay,
I was
okay.
jumping in. And
Yeah, it was a 4-mon, 4-mon, 6-mon discard. Slam Ricci with 6-0. Waiting on 1
yeah,
mon.
I probably would think.
Yeah.
I probably would think. Yeah, Cheetoids. I think Cheetoids was a possibility, but maybe, or they just had really fast.
Yeah, it's hard to say but I don't think it stops me from dropping the 1 mon, no matter how suspicious I am of it. But yeah, I'll leave the rest of this game to you and Jerry.
All right. Uh-oh. I have to get the player names all set up though.
Oh yeah, I guess while we're
How
doing
you
that,
doing, Jerry?
David is our current dealer. On the right, Korak took a really unfortunate 4th in the last game. Just slammed some Ricci's and got chased by David and dealt in. Across the table, Matthew had a great comeback in the last hand of the last game. And on the left, Leon. And Jerry, what do you make of these high-pie?
I think at some point he has to decide between Chitui and Ipeiko, I guess. For example, if he draws 7p.
I think 7p. Oh, just gonna get rid of it.
I just cut.
ポン
Yeah,
I think
this sort of
AI
hand
would.
I really dislike going
Yeah.
for all
Gee.
pairs, but if for the example of the East paired up right now, I might
Don't.
not have any other choices. There's only 1 East left though, so.
Yeah, I think I would for AI. I would definitely cut the east instead of the 7p.
We'll bring Korak to our dealer, to be our dealer. Korak's hand. A few extra pairs there. There's an open-ended weight doubled up there with the 7788. Interesting commentary about that sort of shape on my new episode of Prost. Garth and my new episode of Prost, by the way. Throwing that in there. Draw the 5 dot and we'll discard the 8 dot the Suji. Slimming the hand down a little bit. I don't know, Korok's hand looks like it's going to be kind of tough to get a reach tempai. There's just no good weights in there at all.
Yeah, I wonder whether you would keep AP for Sanshoku potential, but
Yeah, I think it was just too far away. The Sanshoku ends up being like 4 away, basically, in the end, if you want to make it 3 or 4 away. Maybe 3 away.
I think yeah, it's not that far, right? If you draw 6-0 and cut 7
If you
so
draw, yeah, after you draw
yeah.
6 though, then there's, but now that he has an 8 maybe, but he had already discarded the 8 dot at that point. So
Yeah, keeping 4 mana for the Dora acceptance, but it's pretty much gonna end up with a
oh,
Richinomi.
now there's lots of good weights. Probably discard the 4. Yeah, all right. Could have kept it for like door acceptance, but he had too many blocks, so decided to shave it down. And it looks like Matthew's hand is gonna be all pairs. He's holding out to hope that he gets a triple and doesn't have to go for the cursed hand, but just 2 away from all. Oh, there's a triple! Oh, that's so much better than all pairs.
Yeah. Sun Uncle is the
Yeah,
value
just
here.
one away from Sananko, and can totally reach it if one of the I like to call them double gut shots. One of the Yankan shapes kills him first, but it gets a
Oh,
pair.
Sunko.
Now just 1 away from Suanko, or the 4 concealed triples. Yakuman hand across the table. Leon is now just looks like just 1 away from Tenpai. Hoping for a change to probably a 4, 5, 6 Sanshoku, but with the 2 Dora, even if he's not going to hold out for it if he gets ready. But Korak will get ready and reach first. Waiting for the 5-8 character, and now Matthew will reach, hoping for the Sananko draw. He did not triple up for the Suanko. Ah, Dora, ah.
And the delay.
Sumo.
There was lots of time for extra odds, but Korak will draw his 5. Reach Pinfu Sumo. 1,300 points all as the dealer. He's gaining some points. Happy for that after getting 4th place in the previous game. Gonna try and keep this dealership probably as long as possible, but Matthew pawns the east. Matthew pawns the east, but doesn't have a pair. A nice fill-in with the middle Sanzo right there. Still needs a pair somewhere though. That's the... I could have had a pair, but did not.
I guess the plan is to make the Dora North a pair.
Yeah, hoping for that, but probably gonna
I
end
would
up
still cut
waiting for the
9-1
Dora
here.
North. Yeah, that's true. If you draw the 7, then you can have the Nobetan, the double edge weight.
Con 6-0 is just way too bad. Already twice cut.
So Korak actually just had Tenpai and decided not to take it. It was a middle 6-bam weight, but there's 2 6-bams in Matthew's discards, so he decided that weight was too terrible. And discarded the 7 so that he could have a Kutsuki, or a sticky Tenpai. A sticky Shanten, sorry. Sticky 1 away.
Not giving up on
shape.
5, so I guess he's still waiting for like the 4-so Itsu.
Yeah, just kind of at least hedging that opportunity. Another middleweight Tenpai, except for this time there are no 5 cracks on the board, so he will reach.
Sadly, there's no Aka.
Yeah, when there is, then you reach and you call that a red 5 weight. It's not just a 5 weight, it's a red 5 weight.
Matthew cutting 9-1 on Ipatsu instead of 2P. I wonder, has he forgot 5P is Genbutsu?
But the 8, yeah, the 8 is Genbutsu.
Yeah, 5P is also Genbutsu, so 2P is Suji.
Oh, the 2, I'm sorry, I missed the 2. I mean, he doesn't have that many options, Matthew. His hand is so short. He has...
Yeah.
But now that he's Tenpai, as we said, he's waiting for the Dora Tanki, just as we anticipated. And he really has kind of no way to fold this hand. And now the middle 5 crack is going to be a Nakasuji, middle Suji. So we'll see if anybody falls for that trap. We could see David discard it right now. But he went for the 6 instead. 6 is not Gimp, it's also middle Suji.
How did he manage to chose 6-man instead of 5-man? That's a miracle, I think.
I mean, yeah, he was free 10 with the 7.
Oh, he has 14.
So,
I see.
yeah, and
that
also
explains a
the
lot.
Dora has added value, so added potential value. He wouldn't want to have to discard the Dora if he drew it, I guess, so. Yeah, lucky free 10, lucky that he was free 10 and had to discard the 6 there.
If Korak draws the last North, it would be really interesting to see Adamahane here.
Yeah, but he did not have any draws left, so we have 3 Tenpais. Matthew, Korak, and David, and Korak will stay dealer for 1 more turn. There's one Dora, and it looks like it's going to be probably an inside hand for Korak here. I'm hoping to pair up the Dora, or at least use it. Not great shapes, but a lot of potential to like make open-endeds, even if they're not there yet.
Yeah, I think this shape is good enough for Korak. I've seen him calling with worse shape.
Yeah, and also Nathaniel said that he's working on increasing his call rate, so maybe this is a good opportunity for that.
Couldn't
Matthew's
human directly.
Matthew's hand has a bunch of open-endeds, but also that pair of East. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to call that or not.
Home.
Right there, called. Or 1 away.
So is an efficiency mistake, I think. 6-man is
but I think he wants to keep the 6-mon in case of for Dora acceptance. So keeping the perfect
maybe.
Shanten, but also Dora acceptance. Interesting, Red Dragon paired up, but since he was no longer perfect Shanten, he actually couldn't switch out the pair. Could have possibly been some extra value, but he had, instead of keeping the perfect Shanten, he locked in the Dora acceptance open-ended weight with the 6/7 character. Correct, one way. Still hoping for that Dora to pair up with the Tanya hand that we predicted, but instead Leon across the table is going to reach. Is that right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Waiting for the 1, 4 dot, of which 3 are already on the board. And with 1 in David's hand, that means there are 4 more left in the wall. That's a
1P
lot.
is pretty open. And it's very rare for people to wait on 1-4P having cut the 5P pair.
Dom.
Instead, he'll deal into David. David with 3 Dora, waiting for that tricky 6/7 weight. But nothing Leon could do since he was Tenpai. But that will end Korak's deal, and we'll go to Matthew as our dealer. Matthew, another hand with lots of pairs, but...
Going for the Chitoi Honotsu commitment.
Yeah, it might not end up being Chitoi, but definitely looking for Hoitsu here. Just keeping the 7, 9. There's kind of a Dora acceptance switch that could happen there, so it would probably discard from the 9 once he decides to discard that. So Leon's hand is looking kind of crazy. Possible 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku, just 1 away from that.
Leon gave up Tanyao for perfect Enchanted.
Yeah, I decided to keep the North pair instead. It does. It is likely going to be a Pinfu, with the and it would have been harder to a lot harder to make Pinfu if he had kept the 6 spam. But Tenpai is the wrong side, so it's not gonna be Sanshoku, but could draw that Dora as the winner. So it'll be Lichi Pinfu, and we'll see if there's any other value. Oh, no, it's not Pinfu. I'm sorry. I was absolutely wrong with that. There's 3 4s in there. I wonder if it kept the Norse on that because, not for Pinfu, but because it thought it might be likely to triple up since there was only 1 on the board. Or it might be a good wait if he ends up having to wait for like a Shabo or something. A little bit
Yeah,
easier to maneuver than the
also
6 6 7 7.
I think keeping the North pair makes it Sanshoku Enchanted. But if he
Right.
had North instead, it would be less
Yeah,
likely.
a lot easier to work with.
I think for that kind of hand, I would still cut North there because I think if I draw 5 so I can still cut 4 so and make 4 so my pair. So
Yeah, it's if
Tanyao
you want to
commitment
slow
is
down the hand that much for just 1 Han. Easier to call with though. Dang, 3rd turn reach for Leon here. Our new dealer. Waiting for the 5-8 dog. Good waits. No other Yaku, but 3rd turn reach as dealer. Pretty scary. And he needs the points in a massive last place here with only 6,100 points right now. David is looking to fill in a Sanshoku, but it's just so slow compared to this reach. Everything in the world is slow compared to this reach, though. Pork's hand is just looking kind of crappy. I don't think he's gonna go for anything here, really. He'll take the ones that fill in, but I imagine that will just be a fold in the end. But Matthew's hand actually looks really nice with 2 open-endeds. This reach is just kind of a pain, because that's the sort of
Yeah.
hand you really want to push with, but... Interesting. The only Dora we really see is there's 1 discarded by Leon, and Korak is holding on to 1. It's actually a safe tile to the dealer. But since this is South 1, David would be the double South player, but he does not have any of them. And also David is now just folding on the right here. Basically everyone's kind of folding except me. Matthew might be able to salvage something, but nope, not anymore. Discards the green dragon. Now we will... Oh! We're just waiting for Leon to sumo, and he does. He does not make us wait any longer. 1,000 points to all of each sumo. No other Dora or Yaku in that hand. But he will be dealer again. Starts off with a pair of the round wind, the south. But horrible shapes everywhere else. Oh, there's a good one. Hoping to fill in that 6 bamboo, the 6 so Dora.
Has to take the call. Too many kanchons to fill.
Yeah, probably gonna end up calling for some of those too if they come out. Probably won't see the 6 bamboo come out, although a 6 bam would not really fit well in Matthew's hand at this point in time. But it doesn't have quite enough blocks, so it probably would keep it for a possible 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku as well.
Yeah.
David on the right. Couple pairs, triple.
Freaking 8 man? That is...
It's kind of had too many blocks and had to decide to get rid of something. Ended up getting rid of the non-Dora Kanchan. Wait.
3 piece the new Dora. Suddenly the dealer has huge amount of value. Mangan
Yeah,
Enchanted.
now you almost regret waiting for that 6 bam because you have the other 2 Dora. You don't really need to you know, push really hard against the reach. just to get that middle Dora, so it would have been nice to have a better weight and kind of get an easy win to stop that reach, but he had already locked in that Dora weight. And really hard hand to fold with as well.
Yeah, it's South 1, last dealer chance. Oh my
But
god,
also
this
just
5
like
man
not,
looks way too dangerous.
yeah, everything looks too dangerous. Even the 9 bam that he has 3 of looks too dangerous. And since he has triples and a pair, then it means fewer tiles that are more tiles that he would have to like kind of push with. But pushed with the best one, the 5, and now he can't even talk himself out of pushing, waiting for both Dora and the 9 bam. 2 3 dots, 4 6 bams. There are no more 6 bams in the wall, no more 9 bams in the wall. And it looks like both 3 dots are still in the wall though. Gonna con. Is he gonna con? He con! And then 9 bam is a new Dora. Now every single weight for Leon is a Dora. And only 2 left in the wall. I don't even have the capacity to talk about other people's hands. just
So
watch.
intense here.
Yeah, waiting also, since Matthew is waiting for the 3 6 dot. So one of the weights is the same. There's one of the 3 dots. There's one more left in the wall after this. Oh, and that was the last tile because we had 2 cons. So the high take came up faster. And I was too busy being excited about Leon's con to notice that we're at the last draw.
1 3p, 1 6p has been buried.
Alright, Leon will be dealer again. With 1 continuance south, round 2 reach sticks in the... no, 2nd continuance and 1 reach stick, is that correct? 2 continuance is 1 reach stick.
Yeah, it's 2 continuation. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's a little bit hard to tell which is which on the screen there.
Yeah, I think the sequence is like reverse in Mahjong Soul.
Alright, so Leon as a dealer has a whole bunch of nothing. Double gut shot the Ryankan shape around the Dora and 1 open-ended, that's about it. Not very exciting hand for a continuing dealer, especially when he really still needs a lot of points.
Yeah, and Matthew already at Ishanten.
Ishanten with also not very good weights. Oh, the East paired up for Leon. That will help a lot. Except Korak is also just 1 away, Ishanten. Chiki went away over there. Leon will preemptively chi and really count on getting that east. Korak draws the 1 tile that gives him the option for Sanshoku. He has a 1, 2, 3, just needs a 1 bam now. But will also obviously take a win on a 4 bam as well. But instead, the win goes to Matthew with the middle 5 dot weight. And the worst weight wins again in Mahjong. Korak probably a little bit, well, he's probably too cool to be annoyed, but at least too cool to show that he's annoyed, but probably was really hoping to win that Sanshoku. We'll go to David, 2nd turn at dealer here in the south round. Pair of Dora, but 3 pairs in really hard shapes to work with. Probably hoping for something to pair up so that he can call one of those honor tiles on the right there. They are all value tiles for him now. Korak's hand is just super efficient. Can pull in that white dragon. He's gonna want to try and end David's dealer turn as soon as possible. It's as one of the rivals in this game. Top 3 players pretty even points right now.
Yeah, after that dealing.
There's a pair for value teller for David that will make it easier for him to pawn and use those 2 Dora, but instead Korak will Tempai first and reach, waiting for the 4 crack and the white dragon. Matthew just... Matthew was just 1 away from ready, but gave it up against Korak's reach. He doesn't want to risk losing any points. Even if he doesn't deal in, he's really likely to keep a positive score at this point.
Oh, Foreman
Leon!
became double Suji.
Yeah. Middle Suji deal in for Leon, and Leon will drop back down to the 6,000 point level after climbing up to 11,000. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Korak's deal now. This is just 1 before the last hand of the game. Korak's second turn at dealer. Not great shapes here. Not even anything really worth talking about. So let's talk about Matthew's hand.
Still gonna pawn with his hand.
Korak working really hard to increase his call rates and calling with as far away a Shanten as possible as is characteristic. But let's talk about Matthew's hand instead. Lots of pairs, could end up being in all pairs. Can't pawn that east, but it looks like he's kind of also hedging maybe a flush, a half flush, the Hoitsu hand.
Oh, well, it's P20 Shanten.
Yeah, now just 1 away. If he discards a red dragon, Korak will most certainly pawn it. Still 2 away for Korak. I think he probably wanted to call while still 2 away, so maybe disappointed that he filled in some of those shapes. Not really, I'm just teasing. Another
Still
pawn, 1
no.
away for Korak. Yeah, with 2 calls.
Still unwilling to cut 3 so. Yes, they're waiting for 2-4 so to go Tanyao.
There it is. But not gonna go Tanya's. Really planning to pawn that red dragon. Leon's hand is 1 away from ready. Sorry, I had to count the pips on the 244 bam over there. When them lined up like that, it's hard to tell the difference. But actually a really nice looking hand if he can tempai and reach that. Korak draws a 7 dot, could con, does not. Waiting for tempai so that he can have the shot at the Rinshan since he has no Yaku right now.
Ringshan Nomi on 4-man would be amazing.
Yeah. Wait, is there something about the 4-1? Oh, because he won on it last hand? Or is there more?
Last game
because
he
it
had
wouldn't
a
have a Yaku, yeah.
very distant hand where he started with no uncle at all and pawned a very far away 4 pair, but he ended up drawing 2 uncles and so I was saying that maybe his plan was Ringshan Nomi, but actually it's Tui Tui. But very sad for Matthew. He could have gotten even Hunetsu Chitui, but he decided to keep the honors, but didn't get it eventually. 6-man is Gambutsu.
Tempai
Disadora.
for Matthew waiting for the 3 bam, and he uses up both red dragons, so Korak only does not have anything he can call. And Matthew draws
64, 74.
with 2 Dora. Mangan.
I wonder whether you should reach it on that 3 so because if you win Chitui Door 2 is 6400. With the reaching stake 74 is still not enough to overtake you first place. So
Yeah, but there's still one hand. I mean, there's still one hand left in his dealership left.
Yeah, but like
I mean,
I
with
think
a
it's always better if you enter South 4 with in first place. But now that he's sumo, it's different, and he's already first place now.
yeah, I think there's a lot to think about. There were really not very many draws left at all. I think he only had one more draw left and happened to draw it, so that might have factored into the decision making there. But also a really nice hand as dealer. Opportunity here to rack up some points and try and chase Nathaniel up there. Nathaniel in the broadcaster booth, watching patiently to make sure nobody takes over his first place. Leon's hand is also really shaping up. It's one of those hands where you're like, why couldn't I have had this when I actually had a lot of points?
ポン
Not sure what Leon. I guess Leon should try and go for some sort of direct hit against David just to get him under 30,000 and gain a little bit with Uma.
Yeah.
David going straight for the flush. Just barely within Mangan Sumo range. Oh no, not barely. Sorry, that was just since he's dealer. Well within
Yeah.
Mangan Sumo range.
リーチ
Matthew's reach, instead of taking the Dora Tonki weight, he decides to take the 3-6 Aryamen, or fake open-ended weight, which also gives him Pinfu. So it'll be Mimping. We'll see if anything else happens. I mean, you're talking about Dora Tonki or a Sanzo weight, so I think we know what most people in this chat are going to pick. It's probably split actually, half and half.
スモ
Oh, could Chi
And
and go 369, but didn't. I guess 20 Tsunomi isn't enough, so he couldn't afford to
yeah,
cut 2P.
yeah, would have needed like, I mean, even this isn't enough to get into first place. It's enough to get into second place though.
Yeah.
And we'll take 14 in second place. That was Matthew in first place with plus 26, Quack in third place with plus 7.5, and Leon bringing up the rear with minus 47.6. Uber painful. It doesn't actually change his ranking, I think.
Yeah, 1.1 away from Amy. But Amy is currently at 200, I think.
No, I'm talking about Leon. Drops down. He had over 60 points.
Oh,
So
yeah.
still kind of in the same place. But with A1, since you have to get first place, probably puts him out of the running for that. I mean, pretty much, honestly, everyone except Amy is out of the running for first place here. Maybe Matthew if he has a lot of... Oh, he has 6 more games to play. I don't know. I have faith in
What was the
Nathaniel.
ranking for Matthew last game? Was it 4th? Okay, so
Matthew took 3rd place last game and 1st place this game.
let me check
So
the
probably
standings. real quick.
3rd place probably didn't have much effect on the score, but 1st place was 26. So not quite as big as Leon's last place. Yeah, he could inch up and maybe give Nathaniel a run for his money. It's possible. But I have faith that Nathaniel will have 4 positive games and no one will be able to catch up.
Oh, I sure hope so. Yeah, hopping back into the booth to take a look. Matthew did get a minus 15 third in game 1 and a plus 26 in game 2. So he's plus 11 on the series so far. With 2 more games, if he
Oh,
finds a decent sized first place, like he was Suanko Ishanten in one of those hands. So that was an opportunity. But yeah, a couple more positive results. And he's right on the cusp. And Matthew always seems to have a good session 6. So I think I think he's definitely in consideration here. And I gotta say,
Feels
David's
like.
probably feeling really good about this session. This is his first season in A1 and is doing extremely well. And this is a really strong table. I mean, you've got Korak and Matthew, who have been in A1 for a very long time. And Matthew, of course, is the A1 champion of 2023. And Leon, also extremely strong player. You know, he's the guy that runs study groups for other players. So it is what I think this is honestly one of the strongest tables that we've seen this season in A1, and David's holding his own here with 2 positive results: a big first place, a very nice second place that almost was first as well. So I'm sure he's feeling pretty good about this.
I wonder what it feels like to always have a good sixth session. I wonder what it feels like to ever have a good sixth session.
Yeah, something about the final session really brings out the best in some people. Dustin always seems to have a good sixth session. Aaron as well. There's just some players that you can always count on to have a good performance when it gets really down to it.
You can count on me to have a horrible sixth session generally.
Well, we will have more Mahjong to come. There's a game currently in progress, and we're going to swap around to that. Before you leave, I know you said you probably only had time for one game, Jen, but
Yeah, I have parent-teacher conference and brokered retain. I have a lot of parent stuff to take care of today, but
fair
there
enough.
is a new post up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@mahjongjen, as well as we're having a study session in the DGen crew server, Discord server on December 15th. Sorry, that's a Sunday. So for US time, it's going to be, what is it, 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you middle people, whatever your middle times are.
And the most
But that will
important
be
thing is
with
to be at
Go
the
Saito.
coasts. Middle people are used to figuring it out based on what the coasts are. Yeah, definitely
So
check out
Go
the new
Saito
pros.
Ushi-san, yeah, the
Oh,
VTuber will be our
it's
guest.
Yumi.
Yeah, the new prost is Yumi Uotani, her second episode. We have 4 episodes with each pro. So this is Yumi Uotani's second episode. We're actually reviewing a Armel game, an Armel hand played by Queenie 710. So
Yeah, really
Oh,
chill. And for folks who watch M-Link, definitely may have seen Bulletoni Pro on Sega Sammy Phoenix for a while. So
yeah, she
incredibly
was
popular.
released from the team this year, but she was on the team since I think the first year. I think she was drafted
Absolutely.
the first year.
And how about that? Having the opportunity to have a pro comment on your game. That's really cool.
Yeah, and she also is playing in a best 16 match for WCR League in JPML today. So probably has more titles than any other women pro and almost any other man pro, I believe, too. So
yeah, really strong
really
player.
exciting. Yeah, super strong, super analytical.
I
Yeah,
think a lot of people are hoping that she can return to M League in the
yeah, me
future.
too. Yeah, me included. Absolutely. Love to watch her mahjong and hear her commentary. So yeah, check it out. Thank you. Thank you guys
Thank
for letting
you.
me just jump in the middle of the game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Check out
All right.
Jen at Mahjong Jen on YouTube. And of course, keep in mind that if you join her Discord channel, you can participate in that Play with a Pro session. Those are very instructive and also entertaining. And I have an announcement to make. There has been a Yakuman. There's been a
Ooh.
Yakuman in a C1B game. And if they haven't started their next game already, we might have time to take a look. I'm going to take a bit check and see. Next game starts in 5 minutes. All right, we have time to take a peek.
All right, I'll look at the Yakuman, then I'll go.
Okay.
I wonder, like, does Yumi have more titles or Nakata kana?
I think Yumi does, but I can
Yumi,
check
I
real
see.
quick. Like Yumi
Also,
has so many titles that I have to like update her profile when I'm
oh,
when I'm editing pros. I always have to add more titles. This is the second episode but both times I edited, I had to add more titles because she won like more in between filming and editing.
oh, yeah.
Nakata Kana, I think they both won Oka 4 times.
Uh-huh.
And Yumi is they're both on the final table this year too. which will happen
Oh.
this week or next week. This weekend maybe. And they both, I think, won Jodio Pro Mahjong Nihon Series Nakata twice. WRC R League Nakata won it once, and Uotani's on the best 16 today, so she has a chance at winning it now. But I think Uotani has a lot of other ones as well. Uotani has won Oi and Judansen, a lot of open
Oh
titles
yeah,
in Nihon
Judan.
Open. Yeah,
Judan, that's only Yumi.
yeah, the only woman I think to ever win it.
Competitive though in the title race. Well, this is
She
Yeah.
called herself a final table junkie.
Oh. It's pretty interesting that the previous episode is Shiratori, and like I think recently they collaborated on a book.
Yep, and they're on the same team for Roddle, which they also won.
this
Are
is
you
Pretty
looking
good.
at Yakuman
And
hand?
yeah, we hop into the sequel game. We're watching Alex D, and Hypie looks vertical, huh?
Yeah, if we already know it's Yakuman, I'm gonna go ahead and guess. Oh, Jesus.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Suwako Tenpai turn 4? Dama.
Perfect draw 3 times. There was only, I think,
Sumo.
one useless draw and 6 turns Suanko Sumo. Oh my god.
That's absolutely broken.
I think Kobayashi K actually reached on APN.
Oh, if you try
Uh,
right here.
yeah, right here. Like
Dealer
imagine
Richie
if it's
Sadanko, good
Kobayashi.
way, like that's strong, right?
Yeah, but
Actually, I think I would have probably.
Ira as
reached
well.
on 9-so already. Yeah, I think
I
probably
think I would
reached
have
on
reached
9-so.
it immediately. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have waited at all.
6-9 pin, not at Sumo here, and yeah. The question is, if you take this Richie back, back here, do you pass a Roan? I think you have to take the Roan, right?
No,
I think the
I
roam,
would.
yeah.
I
Sanako
would
Toy
reach and
Toy.
roll anything. You're a dealer.
Yeah. Yeah, 12k is pretty strong, but you know what's strong
Yeah,
is
but the
16
Dama
Katsuno.
over, Dama 12k not getting first place is a bit disappointing here, I guess.
Yeah, but winning
Still wanted
48,000
some more.
points, that's more than more than enough. And they have
Yeah.
another game, so we'll be
And
tuning
Dealer
into
and dealer. Oh my
that
god.
game in just a second. Incredible stuff there. And
Wow.
let me see if I
Nice
can
hand.
see what Alex is doing in the standings. I'll take a second for that to update, but yeah, plus 71 is going to put Alex very close to the positives, which is for all of you players in the C1 division, even B3 as well. Being positive gives you a chance to promote, even if the promotion spots are not necessarily dipping down that far just yet. You do have to be positive to have a chance. And so that's a great goal for everyone who's on the cusp here as we approach the end of the season. It looks like we are a couple minutes away from the start of that game. So we'll go ahead and take a 1 minute break. And when we come back, we will have game number 2 of this C1 series.
Thanks everyone. Listen to us in Yukon Fuji next week.
Will do.
Boom. Bye.
All right, game just started. Here it is. Laura will be our first dealer. Josh to the right. Across the table is Daniel. And on the left, Alex, who we just saw with a Suwako. We'll see if more good things are in store. Actually, I think I might have to refresh here.
Uh-huh.
Boom, there it is. All the names there up on the right. Yeah, looking at these hypi, Laura opening up as the dealer with 2 Dora. I'm feeling very happy to be in this spot.
Shapes are kind of bad though. If 9-man wasn't Dora, I probably would have gone Tanyao, but have to be Menzen here.
That is true. Open up on the left for Alex. It is going to be relatively inexpensive unless we can pair up the Dora. And there is one more left in the wall. I guess we'll chi the 8-mon if we get it. We're just not too thrilled about the final weight. I guess after we chi, that's not actually the final weight. We'll swap around to a better weight if we get the opportunity. Oh, yeah, I think we have to take this chi. They will cut 5 pin, wait 6 pin, and then swap around to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Nice shot
I wonder, do you want to? I think I want to keep this Furton brown con actually and cut an ace A-mon instead, but yeah, with 3 so it doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. That's an upgrade. Well, is it an upgrade? All 3 of the ones are out.
Oh, Rankan Ramen here.
Interesting wait for Josh here. We're going to see a Ricci from Daniel, though. Ricci only waiting on the 7 so. And is Josh going to chase? Oh, he gets the job and draw. Which one's better? I guess 2 so is safe entry.
Decides to Dama?
Ooh. Wrong. Yeah, maybe he just doesn't like the lack of the Dora being visible, but Ricci Uratsu, that's going to make the hand a bit expensive. 5,200 for Daniel to open things off.
With 3-6 not being the gamble, so it doesn't really increase the win rate.
Yeah, I did end up saving a stick by not slamming the Ricci. I don't think I would have been able to stop myself, though, from just going for it.
Yeah, I guess even if you reach it, Kamisha will still cut 7 so because 7 so is his gamble so.
Yeah, and wasn't anything else to do in that hand from two calls open and Tempai with Yakuhai Dora 1, but just throw a 7 in, and I've been unlucky to hit the Temp Delta to Udatsu, but you can't control that. Ooh, choice for miss for an ink goes ahead and cuts the 6 pin, so this is angling for the 79 Sanchoku.
Yeah. Sanchoku Dora 1 can cough any. I probably cut the second 6p here. If making 7p one chance, I don't know, but 7p is Dora.
Ooh,
Didn't take the ASO call though.
interesting. Yeah, I think I would have called that, but gets to Ricci instead. And I also agree with you about the 6 pin. Now, I guess since 7 pin is the Dora, it's probably not going to have an effect. But certainly, if it's not Dora, I love going 6 pin early and then cutting the second 6 pin if I get that chance, just to make it look really hard to use.
Yeah.
Now, Daniel's got interesting tiles. He's got Dora pair. Maybe he's trying to make a toy toy out of this, or a chi toy. 7 pairs.
Yeah. I think like the biggest benefit of cutting second 6p is that if you draw ASO directly, that Dama 77 is pretty strong.
Well, the door does come out here, and maybe that early 6 pin did make the 7 look safe enough, but it wasn't. It deals in and hits an Uda as well, so as dealer, 77,700 will be a great result.
Get it. Wait, is it? Okay, it's C1. I see. I hate to say this, but
as the dealer with 2 Dora, as another great opportunity. And already Shantan. If you can imagine drawing a 1-mon here as well, that's not only gives you the Sancho chance, but also upgrades the shape in the Manzu from a 2-3-4 and a 6-8 Kanchan to a 1-2-3 and a 4-6-8 Diankan. So you get some extra hidden benefits from the 1-mon draw. Oh, but look at Laura on the left. That is looking expensive.
Yeah, a really fast Pom Pom Empire.
With a Chanta chance as well. Although I guess that will still be a Mungan.
Yeah. Oh. Giving up on 1-2-3 Sanjuku?
Yeah, now an interesting choice. Do you try for the Shabo? You just
I
hold the
guess,
Kanchan.
but with Kamisha, it's hard to tell whether Kamisha is doing Sozu Honetsu, but breaking 2-4 so
Ooh. Yeah, it
is the
does make
normal
some sense
choice.
to cut 2-4. So, like you said, if they're doing Sozu Honitsu,
Boom.
they might be collecting a lot of Sozu, including that 3 so that you really want. Oh my goodness, she
Yeah.
gets there closed.
Eat.
And now we are looking at Hanemon class or higher. Ichi, Honitsu,
I mean, Peter
Yakuhai.
could have gotten Sanshoku, but
Oh yeah,
with
true, the
Sanshoku,
1-mon.
yeah, he can definitely fight this one, but now it's probably a fold.
Yeah, will Daniel fold though? I don't think he will. Like, the Pinzu look completely safe, so just deciding what to take the Shabo. There's only one tile left for this, but it is safe to that Ricci.
Well, it's in 2-5, so
Eat.
actually Ricci on this one. That's
With the door too, it likes the value at least, but needs to find a Tsumo. Oh, and speaking of Tsumo, Laura's gonna get all those points right back. Ricci, Tsumo, Honitsu, Yakuhai, and one Uda misses out on the Baimon, but 12,000 points plus the Ricci sticks, that will put Laura into first. This table has shown they are not afraid to fight against a Ricci.
you
Daniel now in the dealer's seat with lots of outside tiles. If you draw a lower mon, even this 3-pin, I might just go 5-so. And Daniel agrees.
Boom.
I'll just go straight forward to Chanta, Dora 1. The big value hands so far in this game have been those Ricci's. But as dealer, you certainly are comfortable winning 2,900 and then repeating again. Too many shapes for Laura. I wonder what she'll do. It just cuts one of the Geoman shapes. The 5-8-so was starting to die, and another 5-so comes out, so it feels like she made the right choice.
yeah.
We're in that stage of the game. We're middle of row 2. Everyone's sorta close. The number of tiles that they can
Oh,
accept.
but the 8 so
Really? One of the last 2 tiles for that shape? Ah, okay, we're fine, we're fine.
Eat.
Should take the Shabo here.
I think, yeah, with door 1, it's definitely Ramen.
Hmm.
If there's no other door, I'm probably gonna go for the shampoo to wait on West.
Yeah, I kind of like the Shabo weight personally, just because. Oh, okay, well, hang on. So there's an outside hand, so that means that the dealer could be holding West. That's true.
Kang.
God,
On? What?
this table wants to play. They're here to go for it. It could cut 8-pin again, and then a 7 Suji, and like hold all those souths, but
I But the dealer just doesn't care. Like look at 5-man. 6 is
Oh,
just gonna deal in. There's no way. There's no
yeah.
reason to keep it.
Yeah, it's just gotta come out here
Wrong.
if you're fighting for your hand. Now we'll see if that con hurts. Richidora, Uda won. The con didn't hurt this time, but it's always scary. You know, with that extra Uda can make the difference. If that extra Uda was a 2-mon indicator, that would have been 12,000 points. Instead, Richidora Uda for 52, and Laura will extend the lead here. Alex now in the dealer seat. They might be thinking a little bit. Well, I guess not really with the South
Pump.
Dragon cuts this early. I was thinking about Honitsu, but it's just a little too far away.
Yeah. And with 3-man being a Dora.
That gives a lot of extra value to this 4-mon as a Dora connecting tile. We'll see if Alex can pair up this double east before it becomes discarded by Laura on the right. And yeah, we'll just play the slightly more efficient lower pin shape.
Chi.
And this is where you have to consider, you know, how long do I want to hold this for? Because it will be dangerous to 2 players. Well, really to 1 player mainly, and that's Laura, if there's a Ricci. But at the same time, we really want to use the door if we draw it. And so we're getting to the middle of the second row. We'll see if Alex chooses to discard it ahead of time at any point.
Oh, it's not gonna discard it.
Ooh,
What?
fancy. Aiming for this 779
Oh.
final shape. Now, it is definitely way more efficient to cut the 9 because...
I mean, even if you cut 4, like you could keep 5, 7, 7,
Each.
7, 9.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. Because you still get to keep the 6-so acceptance if you go 4-so first and then 5-so.
Basically the same.
We're going to see a cheated Tempai, I think. And so Laura waiting on the 4th pin for Richinomi versus Alex waiting 3-6 Mon for Yakuhai, maybe Dora 1. 3 tiles on the wall for Laura. 5 tiles on the wall for Alex.
7Genbutsu. 7-so?
I guess it's
Why?
Suji to both, but...
Sumo.
Oh, there's the Dora, so that will increase the value a little bit. 1,000 all, plus the Ricci stick. And Alex
I guess
is...
it's... Oh, yeah. Josh is trying to defend the dealer, I think. I think, judging from the fact that... I could be wrong, but I think the past previously didn't take the G, so diamond should be safe. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I'm not sure.
reading Tsumogiri, Tadashi, all that. It's not super common thing. Oh, this is Ishan 10 for Daniel already. It's just a weird one. 3-so would be an ideal draw here. For 258. So wait. Oh, it gets weirder. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8.
I think, like in the Chinese community, we call it the wing shape.
I've heard that, yes.
You can draw either 6-9p or 2-5p and use the other 4-7p as the pair.
Yeah, if you think about it, this hand without the 8 pin, it's 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 4, 3. And if you think of the hand without the 3 pin, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. And so holding both tiles gives you the flexibility, super flexibility, and Daniel's in a really good spot. I think maybe a slight adjustment he could have made there was on the 4-so draw. Cut the 7-so.
Cutting 5-so would be more efficient.
Oh yeah, 5-so also, but if you're aiming for the Ipeco, then 7-so is acceptable as well.
I mean, isn't it for 5-so for Ipeco? Because like any Pinzu is basically Ipeiko.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, my first instinct there was 5 so, and second instinct is 7 so, depending on which one you want to keep. Ooh, we're gonna see a chase from Josh. Waiting 4 mon. So we have Dora Shabo, 4 mon west for Laura, where the west looks like an amazing weight here. And
1
Josh takes his Rishi +1. Okay, Rishi from Daniel. 3-sided 5-8 so 7 pin. Will Alex be able to get in on the action? Also Ishanten, with maybe Itsu chance as well. Oh, the Dora!
4
That's not the tie you wanted to see. Richi Dora 3 for Laura, and that lead gets even bigger, 49-1 for her. And now she opens up to her dealership in South 1 with a ton of so tiles. I really want to make this Chinitsu, but I probably shouldn't. Oh, I probably
Yeah,
can't.
it's hard to break the 3-4 pyramid.
5 so Dora, I see 2 on the right, so this is a good opportunity for Josh. Table across the table, callable, but not a great hand. That one actually is probably more likely to be Honitsu than Laura's hand, just because the other tiles in it are just not very good. Alex with a very standard set of tiles here, hoping to draw the 5 so Dora,
ポン
but really in a wait and see zone. You can see what you draw. So hello, Dora 3. And Josh has an incredible hand at this point. Just needs to fill in some of these shapes. Awkwardly, Laura fills in the 7 pin. Not really the tile she wanted. Might end up cutting that block in its entirety. And yeah, it just goes with the 8.
1
Soon we'll see a chi from Josh, who angles for Tanya Dora 3. And Daniel's found an interesting path to maybe a Chanta.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do you
committal
really
right
want to
there
go
from
for
Laura.
P here?
ポン
He says this is gonna be a
I
twink
mean-
away and nothing else. It's a little more efficient to cut the 7 mon first, that way you get to chi, but we get the same tempai anyway.
1
Never mind, it's also safer towards Shimocha as well.
Oh no, the 8
Don't.
pin, and you have to cut it because you're Dora 3 tempai, but that's gonna deal into Ipatsu Richi Ipatsu Ira 5200, and Alex now back over 30k with a couple strong hands. Yeah, Josh has had a few hands now where he's been tempai and just drawing the wrong tile. Of course, a strong dealer win can make up for a number of deal-ins. Hand is relatively fast here. The 1-3 so shape is the weakest block, but it's already 1 away from tempai, so we could see a fast Richi here. Daniel on the right looking okay as well. There's a thought about 6-7-8 Sanchoku. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Very pretty hand for Alex across the table with maybe Ipeiko in the Monzo if you could draw the 6 mon. And on the left, Laura opens up quickly. Not really any value to back that up, but the hand's probably not completing without the call. And so I was hoping that the call will add some extra options.
The type of hand you don't really want to caution.
Yeah, you mentioned
Especially-
that in the A1
yeah.
game as well. Matthew passing the call. and then folding out as it became apparent that it just wasn't going to win. Actually, no, I think he drew an Onko of the Haku. And
Yeah, he
got
drew
to
the and he got baited and baited and dealt in. I think.
Tenpai. It didn't end up mattering, just
Boom.
dealt in anyway. But yeah, didn't force it, and was in a position where he could fold if he wanted to. Whereas Laura, maybe one more call,
1
and now you're in a position where you have to fight whether you want to or not.
Yeah, with 49k South 2 and no Dora, it's pretty difficult to push.
And now we've got that situation. The Ricci comes out from Alex. Ricci, Pinshu, potentially Tanya, Andy Peiko if you can draw the Takame 6 mon, but you get the Dora if you get the cheaper end. It's weird when the Dora is the cheaper end.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That doesn't really fit into Tanya. Ah, folding. We haven't seen a lot of folding yet this game. Players have been on the
Sumo.
warpath. Oh, there it is. The big Sumo. Ricci, Tsumo, Tanya, Ipeiko, Piku as well. Una 2! Just get it all! And Alex is going to have a monster Hanuman Sumo to just make it over 40,000 points. Just falls short a little bit of first place, but with 2 rounds to go, Alex is on the hunt. Can they find back-to-back first places? For Daniel, with Josh taking the Oyakabudi there with 6,000 points, suddenly the gap is really close, 3,800 points away from overtaking Josh for third. So, you lost some points, but via Tsumo, but maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Maybe you can overcome this smaller margin now.
Boom.
Alex isn't going to give an inch here. Ishanten already with double south. Takes the Tenpai here. There's the thought about cutting the 5-7 and aiming for Honitsu as well. I kind of want to cut the 5-7 and go for Honitsu. What do you think?
Wrong.
Well, this feels like a great outcome. Direct
Yeah.
hit for 4K. That is enough to take the lead.
I think if I see the 9-mon pawn, then it's more natural to shift towards. Or I guess if I draw 5-mon, would probably go. Like judging from the gap, it makes more sense to go Honitsu. But here he luckily got direct hit from the person he wants.
That's very true. Yeah, and I like that thought. Like, if you take the 5-7 wait, you can 9-mon pull and then cut the 5 and wait on the 7, so Tonki. And then if you draw an honor or Montai later, then you can swap the Honitsu. But you never lose Tenpai. And by playing this way, Alex did get the 2000 direct hit to claim first place. I will say, I am shocked, I tell you, that we didn't see Chunkan. I thought Midwest players slammed those cons. What happened?
Yeah. I mean, I was impressed as well.
Yeah. Seriously speaking, though, it's good no con. It's definitely not necessary here, unless we look at the log later and then see the Hatsu as the or as the new Dora indicator. But yeah, really just waiting for Tenpai. 6-0 is an interesting keep because then if you draw the 5-0, you can wait on the Nobaton shape. But now we're kind of feeling good that we have a couple more save tiles against this Ricci. Although, I guess if you're in Alex's position here, there's no reason to not just fight against this Ricci, right?
Yeah, it's like if Laura Tsumo, it's second place anyway.
If it goes to Ryukyoku, you're second place. If you deal in, you're second place. I guess maybe if you have a read that somebody else is fighting in Tenpai. Oh!
Oh! Copy.
Back-to-back 5-0 in the wall. Uda as well for the Mongon. And that will confirm first place for Laura. Good fight from Alex. Gets a very nice plus 15.9 second, but the big winner with plus 37.1 is Laura. Josh will hang on to that third place, 19.6, minus 19.6, and Daniel gets a minus 33.4 in fourth place. A fighting game of Mahjong. We saw tons of action, Ricci battles, Dora all around the table. There were some nice Dora bombs, and they had a lot of Dora 3 hands. Some that won, some that didn't quite make it, but looking at the updated standings, Laura in 5th position, very good spot for one of the for hopefully some bonus trickle down promotion spots, but of course she'll be fighting even further. And Alex, back-to-back awesome games, plus 86-ish so far in this session, and there's 2 more games to be played, so up to 62.6, feeling very good about what's gone down. And for Daniel and Josh, well, Josh still in the positive. Daniel needs to put together a couple more big wins, and then he could find his way back to even for the season. And it's going to be, looks like it's going to be the last game for them today. They probably will have 2 more on another date. And let me just check the calendar to see if they will have scheduled that already. Yes, it's on Monday. Or actually, that's a different table entirely. But yeah, Friday. So they will be finishing another day. And that means that that was the final game of the evening. All right. Awesome stuff tonight. We saw a very exciting A1 series, one that I was definitely very intrigued to watch, and just a high-flying C1 game as well. That was so much fun.
Yeah, a lot of open con after Ricci.
Well, we saw one, and one declined.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry, for hopping in the commentary. Good luck with everything. I know it's super busy for you, so hopefully you get to take a break soon. A big shout out also to Jen for hopping in earlier today. Check her out on YouTube at Mahjong Jen, and check out her Prost series. New Prost just dropped. For those of you in the Armel server, you can see a link to it in our pro section in the channel. And check out Yukon Fuji Cup. That'll be streaming next week, Thursday and Friday in the afternoons. For players who are interested in seeing more Armel action, you can check out our YouTube channel at American Ricci on YouTube. Our Twitter as well uses the same handle. And to register for the league, for the winter session, you have 5 days. 5 days to register. Time is running short. Visit the website americanricci.org for the registration there. It is a lot of new people have been joining lately. I just saw an entire club from California join the league, so it's going to be a lot of fun to have a bunch of new players. We're not sure yet whether it's going to expand to a new division or not, but would love to see
I
it
think
continue to grow.
Edwin mentioned that a lot of people are going on hiatus.
So probably won't see an expansion then. We'll just be sticking with a C1 most likely, but a lot of exciting things happening in the league. So check out American Ricci for that. You can also see all of the standings, not just the ones that we saw tonight, but from A1 all the way to C1, both A and B. All the results are up, and you know what? Next week is session 6. That means that promotion, relegation, that's the final chance to determine your spot. And it's going to be a lot exciting. Everyone's going to be playing to their condition. So it's definitely a slightly unique brand of Mahjong that's going to be on display, and you won't want to miss it. So be sure to be tuning in next week for our regular Wednesday broadcast, as well as any bonus broadcast that we throw up throughout the week. All right, and with that being said, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next broadcast of the American Ricci Mahjong League.